G'day YouTube, my name's Lance, welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report, showers, 60% chance of showers today and 28 maximum. Yeah, we've sort of had showers all week. I've actually, I took my microphones and all to work in my bag and I brought the camera home to do the stew and I left the microphones at home. So we've only got the camera, we haven't got any other sound stuff. So it's warts and all. The shed creaks and if it rains we'll pull up for a minute and see how we go. But yeah, look, just one of those weeks where it was just showering. A lot of places got an awful lot of rain up and down the coast, but in Bundaberg here we got a little umbrella over us and yeah, look, we got 17 mils on Friday, I think. Only 3 or 4 yesterday. Today it's just enough to keep the grass damp and that's it, and sometimes you can just hear it on the roof and yeah, it just makes a little bit of noise, but it's a bit cooler, so probably good working weather I suppose. And I've been in the shed fiddling along. The weekend's been a busy one, as yeah, we had Tim and Ellie over for dinner Saturday evening and yeah, we had the kids earlier and on Friday at work, and yesterday I came up the shed and had to fiddle around for a little while, but we had to go in the club meeting. We're having the club meetings, the Rumsford Vintage Machinery Club meetings at the Pensioners League Hall in Bundaberg, and it's on a Sunday afternoon at 1 PM. So you know, people haven't got work commitments. We have members that travel up from Harvey Bay and places like that, so yeah, they have a good hour and a half, hour and a quarter I suppose, travel anyway to get to the meeting. So it gives them a bit of a chance to travel and get home again. Then after the meeting we did Judy and myself did our first aid course, and Russell Kemp is a member that does the first aid stuff. He held a talk for all the members for, probably best part of a couple of hours I suppose. And yeah, I got up and got the defib going. We had a club grant, a government grant, I think it was a council grant might have been, for a defibrillator, and so we got a defibrillator, but there's no seven-one if no one in the club knows how to use it. So we went through all that and a bit of CPR and wrapping bandages and blood and burns and things like that. So even though I think it might have been only Judy, myself and maybe Glenda, I'm not sure, we're going for our first aid certificates, and Judy and I will just have ours as a backup one for work there. And the other people stayed around and, you know, and it was very informative, yeah, about snake bites and anything and everything, any questions anyone wanted to ask, so that was a great thing. Yeah, it's sort of, it's good if you come across something, having a bit of an idea what to do, that you're not going to do any more damage, and you're not going to be the person that stands back and does nothing probably either. But it depends who's there and what the situation is, I suppose. But so that happened yesterday. Then Jude wanted to go shopping, so off we went shopping. Well, by the time you get home at 4 o'clock or so in the afternoon, and he's coming up the shed then. But I don't know what went on last night though, but I woke up at about 1 AM and I stayed in bed, hopped up and went for a nature walk and to the loo and got back into bed. I buggered if I could get to sleep, and I wasn't tired, I was just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I was thinking, what's bloody going on here? Because yeah, lately I've been feeling a bit doughy and been looking forward to a bit of a sleep in and things like that. So, you know, well, on the weekend, we weren't getting out of bed till 6:30 even, which it's a sleep in for us. And so I buggered around in bed and I'm thinking, up this shit. Laying there looking at Facebook, trying not to wake Jude up, and then in the end I thought, bugger this. So 3:30 I got up and cooked a bit of a feed and come up the shed here. And so I've been up the shed ever since. Look, it's probably 9 o'clock now. Yeah, I got an early start and I've been playing with putting a suspension seat on the 135, and even though I thought the 135 was finished last week, I did get alternator bracket or a generator bracket at work, and I've just modified it a little bit to fit the alternator just for safety's sake, so I had to paint that on Saturday. The seat, I've been fiddling with a couple of seats. I've got one on there. It's a wraparound Bepco wraparound that I've had in the box here for years, and it seemed to be the best fit for me and the tractor, so I've gone with that. I'm a couple of bolts short on the brackets. I tapped out the bracket to 3/8 UNC, thinking I had a heap of little 3/8 UNC bolts about 3/4 of an inch long. I can find 2. So anyway, so that job's not quite finished, but I can sit on it, and I've done a test run, and I've adjusted the suspension up and all that sort of thing. So I think that's what I'll do. That's the tractor we're going to take on road runs and things. But yeah, at the meeting, at the meeting yesterday, the dates, like I was hoping, they were talking about going on a run from Mungungo Hotel into the Montos show, but no one's had time to organise it, so that's sort of off. And it turns out it's the same weekend as Freya's second birthday party. So young Freya, they're giving her a second birthday party. So yeah, she got a bit spoilt that one, but well, halfway through the year we didn't know if we were going to still have her. So yeah, so it'd be good to have a few more birthdays, that's for sure. And then there's a Mount Perry show, which we're going to go and do a display and take the tractors up and have a run and round town, bugger about. And yeah, we booked in to go to a wedding at Mount Perry, mind you, which is only a tiny little town for Rob and Nick. So we'll be at Rob and Nick's, come past the show, Rob and Nick's wedding, and the other members will be at the show. Yeah, showing their wares and having a social occasion. So we might drop in on the Sunday, see who's there still, have a bit of a chat. Look, we'll just see what happens. So yeah, the Mount Perry show we're otherwise occupied. The Monto show we're otherwise occupied, but it looks like we're right for about the 10th or 11th of May for the Mundubra show. Pete's daughter helps. He's a member of the club. His daughter helps in the show society or something. So we're going to try and get over there and camp there, and go to the Mundubra show. Then the weekend after that is the Vintage Car Club in town has a car, truck and tractor show in town. And it's nice and handy, so I always like to run into that one too. So we'll have a couple of weeks there where not much will get done for a day or two anyway. So just how it goes. Yeah, you seem to have a head full of steam, and you either head some direction, then you pop on the other, and that's I suppose you might have been wondering why I was putting so much time back into this 135, just a little knickknacks. But the thing was, I was trying to get it ready for this a couple of little tractor treks they're having around town, and go from Mungungo Hotel, camp at the pub, and go into Monto and that. But that's not happening, and it's Freya's birthday now, so a bit of a false alarm there. And they are trying to organise for August to do a bit of a run up around. Look, we're thinking the Bucker pub, and go up through the back road around Bucker and those places like that. So we'll just see how it goes. So yeah, I was sort of pushing along because it's only like 3 weeks and the Monto show run was on, but yeah, it's not on now. So but anyway, the tractor's ready. So I've painted the muffler. I've put a little safety bracket on. I've got a suspension seat on it now. I was fiddling earlier this morning adjusting the throttle, so I was getting more revs out of it with the hand throttle than the foot throttle, so I fiddled around with that as well. So yeah, so that's all I've been doing really, playing with the 135, and I've been dropping quite a bit of stuff on Facebook. It's just easy to do that, and some of the stuff, like, it's not interesting for filming. Well, I don't think it is, but perhaps it is. We'll just see how we go. But it's just starting to shower again now, so yeah, not enough, probably not all that. I can't really see the sound on the camera playing up, so anyway, who knows, you might have a little bit of background noise. When I was down at Jeff Parsons' place on my holiday, I took a couple of pictures in his shed, and I should have woke up to it, but I didn't. It was a humid day, and he had like an industrial fan in the background keeping the air moving. And yeah, look, it was I didn't realise till I did the video, and it's just there in the background. It's quite loud, but what I think I might do, Jeff said we can have a bit of a look, use any videos, so that's no worry. So what I'll do at the end of the stew, I'll just pop a little bit of Jeff's, just a couple of snippets I have there, a couple of photos and bits and pieces there on there. I haven't got enough, because I had camera troubles, I haven't got enough to put a proper whole video out, but I have a couple of minutes, but the sound quality is very poor, just from background noise really, and I can't seem to dial it out. So we'll pop some there. If that's no good, I'll put a couple of photos there anyway. But look, we'll just see how that goes. I've got to run through it all yet. I've also got a bit of footage coming up from the Fergie fire up, so we'll see what happens there as well, I suppose. Yeah, I haven't even looked at the footage from the fire up. I've just been busy doing stuff, got back and running around and just getting stuff busy, getting busy with stuff. And then it's school holidays, so Tim and Ali are both working. Ali's working at a place in Hinkler, and Tim's works for Endeavour as a disability carer, and he does a music program for Endeavour and things like that in town here. And so yeah, Jude's going to go to work early, 7 o'clock or so, then Tim's going to drop the kids off on his way to work at 9 or 8:39, and so she'll be coming home having days with the kids all week. So yeah, that'll just work. And so probably won't be a lot happening in work either. So we'll see how we go. I haven't been doing any scanning. The internet at home is out, and we have wireless internet, so you can see the tower over the back paddock here, and it goes to the aerial on the roof of the house, and it comes down to this little box. It's got our NBN number on it. Well, it shit itself, and there's no light on it at all. There's no power coming in, no light. So we rang Telstra, rang NBN, and I know Jeff Parsons, he's having trouble too, I believe. And we rang them, and they said, oh, we're doing upgrades in your area. Your internet's going to go in and out until the 13th or something like that, till next weekend. And we said, well, that's fine, but it's not going in and out, it's just out full time. So anyway, I had a yarn to the lady, and she was very helpful, but she had her hands tied a bit. And she said they won't book a job until the work in the area is finished, because they think we're reading it wrong. And I said, well, tell them that this box, like, we don't have it coming in or out, we just have no internet. We've had no internet, zero, for coming up, look, it'll be 10 days to a fortnight now, and we're working off our phones. And she said, oh, we can probably give you a bit of extra phone data. And we said, well, anyway, there's a new modem out, so because they won't let, until this upgrade at the pole and at the big aerial and all that's done, they won't book a job, because they got to know their internet's reliable before they can come and check our place out. So they won't even book a job until after the 13th, when that's done. And on the 13th, after 6 p.m. of an evening, they believe the work will be finished. So on that Monday or Tuesday, well, we can possibly book a job in, then hop in the line and get a Telstra tech out to have a look at the thing on the wall and work out that's not working. And she's written notes and explained that there's no power coming in, and we've tried another power point, and we've tried a lead. And the modem next to that box is working on the same circuit, and it's firing up, and it's okay. So so what she's doing for us, or she's trying to do, she's going to ring us today and confirm, is there's a new modem out, and we have an old modem. It's been a trouble-free system for years here, and it's quite slow. I can't upload the videos here. A video that I can upload here, it takes me 3 and 4 hours. I can take it into work and have it done in half an hour. So that's just the difference. But so what they're going to do, they're going to supply us with a new modem this week, hopefully, and it's a Series 3 or something like that. But what happens is, when the wireless goes out, it's got a SIM. It's got a SIM in it, and then it'll just automatically switch over to the 4G network, and it'll give us our internet via 4G. So if the pole goes out over there, we'll use the mobile network for our data instead of the NBN. So they're good enough to do that. She's trying, and she's in Maryborough, which is just down the road, which is a bit odd. Usually I've got to talk to India. But yeah, look, she's trying to help, and she's rung us back a couple of times, you know, so she's obviously working on it if she's ringing us back with bits and pieces. And yeah, the other day, Saturday morning, we were talking to her on the phone, and the office down in Sydney, we had to wait for them to open because they were an hour behind us with the daylight saving, so you couldn't organise anything until 9 o'clock here, or 9 o'clock there, which is, yeah, bloody nuts. Anyway, it was just a bit of a hassle. Daylight saving's finished now. Yeah, daylight saving, when you have a business like ours that works in 2 states or 3 states or Australia-wide, daylight saving's a pain in the dot. Yeah, we've got to have ours, even though it's an hour, it's only an hour ahead of us, we've got to have our parts orders in 2 and 3 hours earlier or they don't get picked up. So I don't know what happens there, but we're back to normal for 6 months again now, so it's okay. And yeah, you've got to run an extra shift to people because you have people in Queensland ringing right through to 5 o'clock Queensland time, but you have people from Victoria, you know, from down south that are daylight saving, they think you're open at 7 in the morning, so they got the phone ringing at work at 6 a.m, which is 7 a.m. here, and and so we got people covering the both shifts. So just because of daylight saving, we have to put extra, we have to spread our hours longer and get people on different shifts and that just to cover. So anyway, that's all finished for a little bit, so we'll see how that goes. So. But look, yeah, not an awful lot to talk about. When we go to the Bundy show, I've made a hay baler one time, and I made it from scratch. I got angle iron and I riveted the panels together with proper cold rivets and all that. It took me 9 months to build it, and we're thinking of, I've just ordered a little winch today for the ute, so we can take the camper and camp in the camper as we get older at the shows, and then I can take that little United engine I got running and the baler and make these little bales of hay, and I think they're 9 inches long by 7 inches wide by 5 inches high, or something like that. They're a nice little scale little bale of hay they make. I think out of a normal bale of lucerne I can get 20 to 26 or something like that for these small bales. So in town here, you have it in town here, and people look at it and you know, the oldies, a few of the oldies and you know, people that have moved into town as age caught up with them, they understand and they look and fascinated about it, but no one in the towns give a toss. They look at it and think, oh yes, that's a silly old prick down with the baler, with that machine that makes them. And yeah, you take it out to the country areas, the small country towns and the country shows, and we haven't taken it out for years. I took it to a show and a couple of club members were carrying on about, oh, it's a shit thing, and when we actually went into when we went in there to the show, I said to the organiser, like, where do you want us? And he said, oh, we want you there. And so when people bought a burger, they could sit and watch me make little bales of hay and just on the grandstand while they had a rest, and then there was another display. And back in the day, we had a few club members come, what are you doing over here? And it was all special. And we said, well, no, we come in and said, where you want us? And they said, over there. And oh, you shouldn't have done that. You should have come down to the compound with us and fucking work. So I told them all to blow it out their arse, and I didn't have anything to do with them for a while. And so I've never taken the baler anywhere since. And a few years after that, I had someone rang up from the club and said, oh, we're having a run, can you bring the baler? And I said, no, you can get rid of it. So I haven't taken it out since. I probably haven't made a bale of hay in it since, so I had the shits. And but anyway, yeah, because it's out of town, I might actually get it out and give it a run. It's probably time. I machined all the shafts up just out of steel, and you know, I made keyways in the shafts to hold gears, and I got gears out of a Southern Cross pump jack, I think it might have been, and to bring them down I had to fit a keyed boss in the gear, then bore the gear out with the boss in it, then broach the keyway in, and the shafts are 7/8 I think, and on the little bosses on the side I've got TE20 gudgeon bushes, and I've got them all greasable and all that, so I'll probably get it out and give it a run over the next few weeks if we get time, just to make sure it's okay to go. But what I have to do is, I've got some ramps that I used to use years ago, that are a bit of angle iron with a bit of flat in it, to go up onto the side of the Land Cruiser. But the Land Cruiser is a bit higher than the other utes I've had over the years, and so there's a bit more angle, and we won't be pushing them up. So I jumped on eBay this morning and I've ordered a 3,000 pound electric winch, and I'm going to have to pull the sides off to load it, but that's fine. But I want to make a bracket so I can load sideways. I can just come up to the fence where the compound is, and I can just load it sideways and tie them sideways, instead of having to drag them all around and come up the back. Or I can come up the back, but I'm just going to make a bracket so I can hook this winch on, plug it into the 50 amp Anderson plug at the back, and I can move it along the side rail to wherever I'd like to have it. But it has to go in under the gunnel there, no, now it's a bloody boat, and lock it in. So that'll be a bit of a project coming up, but I've got to have that done by the 10th of May. So the winch is ordered today. Over the next weekend or so, or a week or so, I've got the United running nicely now. I put a little short of that out a week or so ago. So yeah, I'll run it on a leather belt. Now, it is something to see. It's bloody nice. And what I've never done, I've never made a nice sign explaining that it's a 1917 United hit and miss engine, runs on gasoline or anything like that. So yeah, Jude and I were having a chat this morning at breakfast time, and yeah, I'm going to make up a couple of signs, just so you can put a sign, because you see an engine, you haven't got a bloody clue what it is. It is banging and popping and carrying on. You don't really know. So just a little sign, and I'm going to try and get the same format for all of my signs. So when I've got the 135 there, I can just pop it up in front of it there, just a little sign, so big, with the leg going back, a little easel looking thing with a sign on it, and just to let people know what we've got. I just like it, if you're at a show and there's a quick little something saying what it is, it might help. When you're at vintage shows and you're showing engines, and of course you have steam coming out the hopper, because then they're petrol or petrol Keros or something like that, and the amount of blokes that come past and their kids are saying, "Oh, what's that, Dad?" And he's, "Oh, that's a steam engine, son." I don't say nothing. I just say, give him a wave. I don't sort of put Dad right in front of the kid. Let him have his moment, You might as well. But anyway, look, that's about all that's going on. I've got a new seat for the forklift. I bought a seat cover for it, but I went to fit it on Saturday morning, and my old seat's got little rubber dampeners under it. So I've got to go and do a raid on the shop and get some. I think on the 165, 188 and that, they had little rubber dampeners on the fuel tank. So I reckon they'll do. So I've got to knock some of them off. And I see in the Sparex catalogue the other day they have a tractor cover, and looks a large thing, and so I've asked them for one, and I've got one here. When it stops raining, I might pop out and put it on a tractor, and we'll just have a look and see how we reckon it'll go. See if it's too big. It's not just a bonnet one like the original Fergies are. It's one that goes over the whole tractor. So if you had a petrol tractor, say, and had to sit it out at a show overnight or something, the cover looks like a canvas cover or something like that. To go over the whole tractor and seal him up and keep the water out, and keep the water out of your gear sticks and all that sort of thing. So we'll see. I've got it here. I've just got to see. And it blew me away. I ordered a new forklift seat through Sparex early last week, and buggered me dead 3 days later or something, it was here. And so anyway, next month, when I'm talking to Sparex next month, so the new seat and the seat cover doesn't bugger up, they've got a really nice small canopy, for rider mowers and that. I'm going to try and put one of them on top of the forklift, and that'll protect the seat and help it out for a long time. So anyway, okay, I'll shut up. At the club meeting we got the go ahead to do the engine on a Toft loader we've been working on. Tony's been working on it. I've been bloody nuisance probably. and we've got the go ahead to do the engine, so I've taken on the injection pump, the injectors and the glow plugs. So I'm actually going to video the injection pump on the International. It's going to be no different to the other tractors, the 135, the 65, all that. It's going to be no different to that, but because it's an International one, I'll just do it, and the International people will probably pick that up, and it might be a popular video, who knows. Yeah, but I'll do that, I'll reseal it and free it up, make sure it's all free. But yeah, you're going to put a liner kit and rings in the, it's got a buggered liner, they're going to put a liner kit in one, and yeah, the others are bloody hardly wearing them even. So I suppose on a cane load, you know, they wouldn't have worked hard for long. But anyway, we've got to go ahead, we've got approval for a couple of grand on the whole thing now, so yeah, we can all start moving ahead. I've had the parts here for a week or more, but I couldn't see the sense in starting on them before the club gave approval to go ahead with it. So that's been done, so we'll see how that goes. So, alright, thanks for dropping by. I'll just drop in a couple of quick clips in the end here, and yeah, I'll catch up with you all next week, eh? Alright, see yous. Okay, that's the new seat for the forklift, and I've got a seat cover and that tractor cover I spoke about in there, and my old seat, well, it's been buggered for years and years and years. Had a seat cover on it once, and what got me motivated to shift the bloody thing is whenever I hop on that I get a wet arse. So for the moment I've got a sheet of tin, yeah, an old sheet of iron sitting on the roof. It's only just sitting there trying to keep the seat dry so I don't get a wet arse. So but yeah, when you look under the seat here, there's a divot down here, and it's got like these rubber dampeners there. I don't know how well you can see that. So yeah, we can't just flush mount this new seat, so we've got to get some dampeners. So it'll have to stay there until we get to that. The 135 Quality Tractor Parts sell a generator bracket, and I've modified one. All I've really done is I've had to open up the groove where the belt comes in it a little bit, and I've slotted the top hole a bit and put a big washer there, so that's made that safe. And I've fitted I do have to fix the bracket on this yet when I get another couple of bolts, but I've fitted a suspension seat with the standard Massey Ferguson bracket, and the reason this seat worked is because of all the adjustments in the side here, and when you sit there your levers are handy. So yeah, that's all worked okay. I'm happy with that. There's a few comments I'm getting about alternators on tractors and things, and yeah, we live in 2024, and if I'll come back a bit, and if I was doing this tractor up as a concourse tractor, and I was skiting about, oh, it's, you know, concourse and rah-de-rah, well, you know, it'd have a generator and to keep everything original, but it's not. It's a tractor. It's going to be my trekking tractor, and so as a trekking tractor we'll probably have a carryall with a fridge on the back and a few things like that. So yeah, it's just got to suit me. It's not a concourse tractor, it's just a bloody nice little tractor. Yeah, anyway, we'll leave it at that. See yous.